Welcome to the SoberQ podcast.
Hi, my name is Libby and I'm an alcoholic. The topic I've been asked to share on is how do we know we have had the spiritual awakening promised in step 12? I had no idea what a spiritual awakening was. I heard members describe a magical spiritual awakening and others talked of the educational kind. What on earth were they referring to and how would I know if it had happened? I had my first experience of AA when I was 26 years old and I'd been drinking alcoholically for about 8 years. What I heard at that first meeting was enough to stop me drinking on a daily basis. But I did not stick with AA. Over the next 17 years I drank at various times. When life got difficult, I went back to AA. But I sat in the back row and I listened to members share, but that was it. I heard that if you are an alcoholic and you continue to drink, life will get worse. And it did. Finally, the yets started to happen. The car accidents, the threat of my family leaving, and I made yet one more attempt at AA. But this time it was different. I did what I was told. I joined a group, I picked up a tea towel and dried the dishes, I got a sponsor, and I started to listen and to understand. And I began to take the steps of the program of AA. Step 1 I had already taken many times. I had acknowledged I was powerless over alcohol, but this time around I actually accepted it. Step 2 and 3 talk about a power greater than ourselves that could restore us to sanity, and to make a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understand Him. Now, I had struggled with the word God. I didn't believe in a religious God, but the happy, sober members of AA taught me it was not a religious God, but a higher power of my understanding. It was a challenging concept, but the power of example present in the rooms of AA helped me come to believe in this higher power. I argued and talked with older sober members of AA as I tried to understand this concept. And I realised I didn't have to explain it or justify this higher power, just trust in whatever it was. And by this time the miracle had begun to happen. I no longer had that obsession in my mind that a drink would help me cope. A drink would take away the fear. It stopped dominating my thoughts. Suddenly I was free. But of course this was just the beginning of a long and amazing journey in AA in which I learnt so much, not just about alcohol, but living one life one day at a time. In AA there are 12 promises, and one of these is we will suddenly realise that God is doing for us what we could not do for ourselves. And it slowly dawned on me that the promise in this number 12 was coming true. So my spiritual awakening was a slow and gradual experience, a change that occurred in the first few years of my becoming an active member of AA. And I knew I was different because no longer was my first thought to pick up a drink when life was a challenge, but to talk in my mind to my higher power, to ask for guidance and to recite the Serenity Prayer. And this has been the way for many years now.
If you would like to share your experience on a recovery question, visit the SoberQ podcast website at soberq.com. Thanks for listening.